I am super duper cereal.
Oh man, how you been otherwise? Good, you doing good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man.
We're good to go. We're in. We're live.
Okay. Um,
How was your turkey day?
it was good, man. It was very good. I had a really good
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
I'm sorry I wasn't there. I know
No, it is what
there's
it
a
is,
low
dude. I get it.
ceiling. There's a low ceiling on your the quality of your experience without me there.
Jake,
But
honestly, and I don't. You saw the picture, obviously, I sent you. It was a really good time. We had fun. We had a really good time. It was probably one of my most enjoyed Thanksgivings in a long time.
well,
It
that's
was,
great.
yeah, it really
Good
was.
for
For
you.
me personally, dude, I felt like it was a really good day. I had a
No,
lot of
that's
fun,
cool
and my
though, man.
mom felt the same way. So obviously, if my mom was happy, I was happy. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
usual crowd there.
Same crowd as ever. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
everybody. It was cool. It was a really good time. Um, you weren't there, you know?
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than me.
Uh-huh. It is what it is. I get it. I respect it. You
Yeah,
live fucking
my
a long
tentative
way.
plan is to be there next year.
Well, you saw the tablecloths too, right?
I
The
did.
table that was fantastic because I was all ready to write something, dude. And then when I saw that, I'm like, yes. We were almost
Yeah.
gonna fill you in with the color, like missing in action. What you know what I
Uh,
mean?
yeah.
But that was good, man.
Well, next year we'll line it up, and then it'll just be a box. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
There you go. How was yours? What did you guys do? You went
it
out
was
to dinner
good.
or something, right? You did like a banquet hall or
We
something?
went to yeah. Jessica's uncle treated us to a buffet Thanksgiving dinner at a really nice hotel in Greenville.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. We had a private room with 10 of us at like a big
Dude,
conference
that's fun though,
table.
man. That's cool, dude. Something small and
It
intimate
was
like
cool.
that, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was cool, and I got to spend some quality time with with some people in her family that I never really get to spend time with. So that was nice.
It's awesome, man.
The food was good. Desserts were trash. There was no green bean casserole. So it had its ups and downs, but overall it was good. I really enjoyed it.
Sorry. As long as you had fun, dude. That's good. You guys have a good time.
I did. I did have fun. And then afterward we went over to her cousin's house in Simpsonville, I think, which is close about 20 minutes from there, and hung out there and made milkshakes with coffee ice cream and cafe
Dude,
Patron, and that was fucking banging.
dude, me and Lauren literally have been talking about milkshakes for like 2 weeks, and I have not gotten one. And I usually always have ice cream in the house, and we don't have ice cream in the house. And we've been wanting milkshakes and haven't went for them.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I feel like I should
Yeah,
have
well, you
something in
should
the
do it.
background,
I don't
Jake.
know. What do you? Oh, I'm working on that too, man. I'm gonna once I got some things to square away, but one of my goals is to have some nice, cool background stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're okay though. It's about you, not the shit behind you. So
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like it. Yeah, dude, the
yeah,
basement's new. The basement is new. That's definitely new. I'm very excited that this is done, and I can sit down
yeah,
here right now
it's
like this.
awesome.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Anyway, dude, so I don't know why it's been in my head, and I like have been thinking about it a lot lately, and it's stuck in my head, and I'm like, dude, there's a lot of people out there that really do believe flat Earth exists, dude. And now this was one of the things that I caught, dude. It was a
We
guy.
brought this up for a second last
I
time, right?
feel like we did, and it's not like I
I
believe
think
it
we
in the
did.
least, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't believe it, but there's a lot of people that do. And I think it was either Thursday or Friday. I was at work, and
Hmm.
somebody had talked. I think I saw it on a feed or something like that about the guy that was going to launch himself on a
Oh
steam
yes,
a
let's talk
steam
about
powered
that.
rocket.
He's for sure gonna die, right? He's for sure gonna
He
die.
was going to do it on Saturday, and he had to postpone it. I have the article right here. He stopped
Oh, I forgot it was
himself.
supposed to be
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah.
1,800 foot high
Oh,
Saturday homemade scrap rocket. In an effort to prove the Earth is flat, he had to. He said it's still happening. We're just moving it 3 miles down the road. He couldn't get approval from the feds or whatever to launch the rocket.
oh, shocking,
Yeah,
shocking.
yeah, no,
Maybe if you had some kind of legit like reason scientifically to do it, but no.
No, and this is the thing too. This
What
is
do you
what.
think? You think he's just going to get up there and lie?
Well, why wouldn't
Because
he? Would he?
obviously
No, I mean, dude.
he's going to see that the Earth has curvature, and he's going to be like, "Oh, I guess I'm proved wrong." Like he's not going up there to prove himself
No,
wrong.
no, 100% not. No, he's going to try to go up there and he's going to try to prove exactly what he's going to bring about. But I think, dude, there's people out there that would believe him too. That's the thing that throws me off. Is there's people. I don't know, dude. I don't. The thought of a
Well,
meteor
that's for
being
sure crowdfunded, right?
God,
Like people are helping him pay for that, right?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. People fucking. They definitely helped him raise money. I can't remember what it was, but I'm like looking at this anyway. I'm looking at the page, and as I'm scrolling down, I see that like, and it shows like another link for another thing of Elon Musk's rockets blowing up. I'm like, all right, dude, you
Yeah.
got a guy that's doing that, and the guy that it literally said in the
You have somebody who has pretty much all the money in the world at his disposal, and he can't figure the shit out.
he's got guys
And
on
then
it
you
to
have this
help
guy
him.
who is a
Like,
limo
yeah,
driver.
yeah, it was brutal, dude. I wish I could show you the link that I gotta find the link and I'll send it to you of him trying
Okay.
his test rocket. His test rocket. It was ridiculous. It was like hooked up to a back of a trailer. It literally said highly modified trailer home. That he was. It was his like launch pad. Yeah,
My
yeah. It was
goodness.
hilarious.
What's wrong with people?
They. I don't know, dude. That's it's. I don't know.
Okay, so I guess for anybody who doesn't know, flat Earth theory, or flat Earth hypothesis, as it should be more called, according to Paul Stamets' definition of theory and hypothesis, if you recall. Flat Earth hypothesis is the idea that the Earth is not, in fact, a globe or sphere, or a slightly ellipsoid sphere. It's the idea that the Earth is a flat disk, and that there is a uh, an ice wall around it or some crazy bullshit. I think
I
your
know. I'm
audio's
not.
cutting
No, I
out.
wasn't. I was trying not to talk over you, but yes, that's what it was.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah. So there's people that believe this in their heart of hearts. They're all in on thinking that the Earth is flat. I haven't. I don't even want to give it that much of my time, so I don't really know what their evidence is.
It's odd stuff. It's stupid stuff. It's I don't even know. I honestly was trying to look stuff up, and the things that popped up, I actually just exited out of one of them, dude. Was ways at home you could do easy science tests to be able to prove that the Earth is round, like the way light reflects off of stuff. You know what I mean? Like watch an
Yeah.
ant on an
Or the
orange.
fact that like in some parts of the Earth, people don't walk at a 45-degree angle to counter the gravity that would.
Who knows, dude? It.
Have you seen that proof that the Earth, if the Earth was flat, you would only stand at 90 degrees to the ground at the very center, and the further you go out, because the way gravity works, it works toward the center of mass. So if it was a disk, the center of the mass would be the
The
center of
center
the
of the
disk.
disk, and if you would walk out, the
And if
gravity
you
would
were
be.
out at the edge, you would have to walk at more increasingly toward a 90-degree angle to the center of mass. So you wouldn't even really be able to walk at the very edges. You would just get dragged inward to the point where you could stand vertically enough to get traction. Like it wouldn't even
Oh, I'm
work.
gonna need to see a video or something on that, dude.
I'm not. I can't imagine anybody's bothered
Yeah,
to make a video because it's
that's a
kind
bit
of
beyond my
obvious. But
follow. It is, but
you understand what I'm saying, though? Like if it's
no.
the only reason you stand 90 degrees on the all of Earth is because it's round. Because the center of the mass is in the center of the Earth, at the very middle. So at any point, you're standing 90 degrees to the center of the Earth. Whereas if it was a disk, you would have to stand, you would lean toward,
Oh, because the farther you go out, it would have
the farther you go out, the farther you are from the center of mass.
center
You're
of
not, right
mass.
here, if you're in the center of the disk, you're at 90 degrees to the center of mass, which is right here. But the
Oh
farther you go
wow.
out,
Okay, that's what I needed
now
was a
now
visual.
where you're standing, yeah, that's basically what you would see in a
I
video of what
think
I
I
just did
did
with my
see that,
hands,
dude, with a
basically.
guy
So,
walking down the road and the freaking thing starting to go like this. The buildings just started to
right.
tilt to the point where you were
Because
like,
you need to be 90 degrees to the center of mass that's the way gravity pulls. It pulls 90 degrees to the center of mass. So if you go out that way, gravity's pulling you at 90 degrees, but you're not standing at 90 degrees to the surface anymore. Or you're still standing at 90 degrees, but the angle between it's all. I don't know. Maybe watch the
Maybe
video.
watch the video again. Yeah, I'll watch the video again. No, but that popped into my head.
I don't have the vocabulary to explain it
No.
any more than I already
Nope,
have.
but I know exactly what you mean, and the visual that you did was good. That was good. I understood it better.
Thank you. I'm a regular Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You are, aren't you? That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that was definitely one of the things. I couldn't believe that this guy was launching himself into space, and people were supporting him. Dude,
He for sure doesn't have a family, right? He for sure is not married.
I would suspect not, dude.
I would
suspect not,
Yeah.
but I don't know for sure.
Either that or his wife is
I
like
do
a
not know.
or something.
But if so, what's she
Yeah,
doing?
because-
Just standing there with her hands in her pockets, like
You got this, honey.
we gotta let him try, you know. These are
gotta
his
let him
dreams.
try,
Like,
and you know what?
fuck not.
That life insurance policy's got to work towards something. So would that be suicide or accidental death? You think?
I think that would be accidental death by experimentation.
I think the insurance.
I would say
adjuster
that would be
might dig into his past a little
Darwinism
bit. Yes,
at its
but,
finest.
I mean, as far as but what is State Farm going to say?
State Farm, dude, that guy. I feel like no one's gonna insure. You're gonna insure. Would you insure the guy's steam rocket, bro?
He's for sure going to get dropped from his life insurance policy,
Right?
if they can do that.
100%.
Yeah, or his health insurance at least.
Yeah.
If they can do that.
I'm losing sound in one of my
So
speakers.
does he have a new date or what?
No, I don't think he has another date. I stopped looking. Hold on.
Of course not. And it's pay-per-view, I heard.
Come on.
What does that even mean? I mean, obviously to be pay-per-view, the next day we'll just watch a video of him dying, hitting the side of a mountain or something.
Yeah. I don't think that he's got a new date, dude. He's gonna move it 3 miles down the road, dude. You're gonna end up having this guy that's gonna.
Well, he could have done it that same day.
Could have done it that same day, 3 miles foot.
He could have. How long does it take to get 3 miles? He could have done it that much later than the scheduled time.
Yeah, exactly. Planned himself a homemade rocket, just hit it with.
So
yeah,
dumb.
dude, he's not gonna do it. I didn't read the whole article, bro. I'm not gonna go.
Speaking of things that people aren't gonna do, this is another good thing to talk about. Have you heard about they keep calling it a head transplant, but it's technically a body
transplant. Yes,
yeah,
I did hear about this.
neat,
How do you feel about that?
I feel like I can't wait to see what happens. I hope he's successful. That would be monumental. I think you have like a half a second or like a couple seconds to, like, you can't let the problem is the spinal cord and the brainstem. He has to fuse the brainstem to the spinal cord, and it can't be exposed to air, because if it's exposed to air, the nerves like die instantly or something like that. And even if you don't expose it to air, you have like, if the nerves don't have like blood flow or oxygen flow or something, you still only have like a few seconds. So there's a team of like half a dozen people that they're going to have the body suspended, or have the head suspended, held, and then the body. So then they're going to sever it and then like slide one body out and the other body in and like attach it while the whole thing's sitting up. They can't do it laying down. It's so insane.
They're
and it's
making
take
sci-fi movies real now.
Well, that's how science always has gone, dude. Sci-fi has always
driven it, dude. It totally has. Team insert.
I mean, somebody's got to try it, right? And two people, the cadaver person volunteered, and the guy with the head volunteered. So what more do you need? Let the guy do it. But I guess it's happening in China. So even if he performed
the procedure 1,000 times. 1,000 different times on mice. Following 10-hour procedure, the mice were able to breathe, drink.
Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah, I'm on it right now. They did it with 1,000 mice, and after 10 hours, they were able to breathe, eat, drink, and see. But and then they all died. None of them lived longer than a few minutes. How are you testing how fast it's eating?
Here's my
because it went towards the food.
If it's successful, get this guy a hooker immediately.
Why?
And then we'll see what happens after that. If the guy's a quadriplegic, the guy who's getting the new body. So if it,
you're just gonna jack him off quick, dude. You just want this guy to come.
Yeah, just let him.
Where's your brain right now, dude?
What else are you gonna pick? What else are you gonna pick to give the guy his first his experience with his new body?
What? I don't know.
He's not gonna.
I don't know, dude. What would you? Yeah, I don't know. I guess. All right. All right, you got me there. I'm yeah, I'm at a loss for words, dude. I don't know how I feel about it.
Morally, you mean? Like ethically?
No, I don't care. I guess not ethically. The guy wants to try it out. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Why not drive fucking human existence to that point?
No, they're all volunteers. They're all consenting.
Because we're gonna be heads on robots, dude. That's what I think.
Somebody has to figure it out. Why can't it be
Dude,
this
I just
guy?
watched that movie Get Out. That movie Get Out. I just watched it.
I
It
haven't
was
seen it.
totally
I haven't seen it.
bro.
Is that about head transplants?
It's a good movie, man. You should see that movie.
Is it about head transplants? Okay, so you're
I'm
gonna
not
tell
telling
me.
you what it's about,
Okay.
dude.
Okay, that's fine. I just know it's something having to do with like racism or something. I don't know. That's all I've really heard. Nobody spoiled it for me.
No, it's
You said you
good.
should watch it.
What did you say?
What did I
Yeah,
see?
you didn't see any of it, whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, I
I
haven't
don't want to
seen
spoil
any of
anything.
it. I didn't even know who's
Because
in
it
I just know
wasn't
that
yeah,
one
just
of the two guys in Key and Peele had something to do with it. That's all I really know.
Yeah.
And then it got really good reviews.
I can't remember which one it was either. I don't remember.
You got a 50-50 shot at guessing. You might as well go for it. I think it was Peele. I think it was Jordan Peele.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Jordan Peele. Do you want me to check it? I'm not gonna look it up.
Hey, like I said, 50-50 shot. I don't think we need to. I think we can go with those odds.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that. What are you drinking?
Same thing as last time. Old
Nice.
Chub, Scott Joe.
All right, I'm trying to figure out how I can look up everything, pull up my apps and windows and shit if I need to. All right. So
Yeah, it'd be better if you did it than if I did it.
yeah, I had Chernobog. I had
Oh, I saw your
Chernobog again.
picture.
Yeah, so I did see that
That's
picture.
an Imperial Stout, right?
Yeah,
Imperial
it's so
Russian
good,
Stout.
dude. And there's not a lot of other ones, man. There really isn't.
Did I tell you about? There's a beer you would really like. There's a Sierra Nevada does a Narwhal Imperial Stout, and they do a version of it that's barrel aged, and it's $20 for like a, I don't know, like a 1 liter bottle or something like
Yeah, it's
that.
like $20 for 750.
I think it's a 750. I don't think it's a 1 liter.
It's a
You're right.
750. I got it right here. Yeah.
It's a seven. Are you're looking
Yep.
it up? Dude, it's so good. Oh my God. It's so like chocolatey and like coffee flavored and delicious, and it's strong.
Strong.
I think it's
Narwhal's a
12 or
dope ass bottle too.
13%. You're looking at the
Yep,
barrel aged one?
10.20% alcohol.
10.2. That's the barrel aged one?
No, Imperial
just the
Stout. That's
regular
Imperial
Narwhal?
Stout.
Yeah, the barrel aged one is more. I think it might be like 12 or 13 because the limit here is 14, and I don't think it's at the limit.
Oh, no way. Really?
Yeah, there's a limit on beer here because beer is sold in grocery stores. I think they have a certain limit on it.
And it's a barrel? It's a barrel run, you said?
Yeah, it's still Narwhal, but it's a barrel aged.
Barrel aged. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, it's like $20. 750 for like 21
Is
bucks.
it 12%?
Barrel aged Narwhal.
Yeah,
Barrel aged.
I think it's 12%.
Yep, 12.9. Almost 13.
12.9.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's almost at the
Dude, those are
limit.
really cool looking bottles, dude. They pop like
Yeah,
a
dude, it's
champagne
so
bottle
good.
too.
You know what I'll do next time I come into town? No, I guess I probably can't because I think it has to stay refrigerated. If you ever make it down here, we'll go to Sierra Nevada and order a bottle and share it, and it's amazing.
That looks really good.
It's a cool place. There's a really cool brewery we could do a tour of if you ever come down here too.
I'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah. You might be able to get it up there somewhere. I'm not
I
sure.
bet you I can find it. I never looked
It'd be
for it.
much cooler if we shared it for your first time, but you know, it is what it is.
I'm writing it down. Narwhal, Sierra Nevada.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they have a sweet brewery down here, man. Awesome food, seasonal menu. They have like a bunch of fire pits out back. They do all kinds of events. They have a huge uh, what's it called? I don't know, just like a spot where they can do concerts and shit, like a stage with risers and stuff.
That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, and they have they do tour. We haven't done any tours of it yet, but you can do a self-guided tour, and you can see over like all the, I don't know what any of the machines are called, but everything's like this polished like brass or copper. It feels like you're in Willy Wonka's beer factory, dude. It's awesome.
It's like you're in Willy Wonka's beer factory.
If that were a thing,
What the hell's going on here, dude? What the heck?
What's
I just
wrong?
said I got a freaking update that was about to start.
On your computer?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. We'll get back on if you gotta restart.
What the hell is this? Why the hell did this pop up?
I don't know. Let it do its thing. If you
I
gotta
don't think I
restart,
do.
we'll
No,
hop
I'm
back
good.
on.
I'm good.
Okay. You should be able to at least delay the restart, even if
Yeah,
it
that's it. I
completely
just X'd
ended.
out of it. I should be fine. It didn't
Okay.
say nothing else, so. Um,
So so going down even more subjects of bullshit and nonsense, I watched the first half of the
yeah, I shut
video
it
you
off
just
too,
sent me a
dude.
little
When
while
I
ago.
sent it to you is when I stopped watching it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess there's a whole lot going on right now with I guess there's a guy in China who is an MMA coach and fighter. And he's not famous, well, he's kind of famous just from like viral videos, I guess, but there's a video of him that he challenged this like Chi master or something. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what I'm gonna call it, to a fight. And he basically just beat the shit out of this like 60 or
Oh
70
yeah,
year
I
old
definitely saw
man.
that video. I definitely saw that video.
But he's like on this campaign to go around dispelling all these ideas of all these nonsense martial arts being real because you have these schools where these like masters will act like, and I don't know if they believe that. I think that's really the question is, do they believe it or not, or are they just finding themselves stuck where they have to back up their bullshit and they can't?
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's possible that the human mind and mass has the ability to
Hmm.
actually make something like that happen in a room full of people that are open-minded and have something like that happen?
I do. I do think that's possible because I don't know enough to say that it's not.
Yes.
Um, However, so then the follow-up question to that is that, so is it that he's not in a room of believers that's allowing him to get his ass kicked by an MMA fighter, or is it him doubting himself, or is it a combination of the two? Is it the confidence of the MMA fighter to crush this guy that's overriding the confidence and belief of the person who believes they are a Chi
Yeah.
master? There's a lot
There's a
of
lot.
questions, you
There
know what I
really
mean?
is.
And I'm not really trying to pick it apart, but if it is legit, then there has to be some kind of rules to it. And
Yes.
I'm curious what those rules are, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, for sure, there is a phenomenon as the placebo effect is a very real thing, a very, very real thing. And B, um, mass sort of group mentality, like groupthink, hive mind is a very real thing. And if you combine the two, who knows what the fuck you could accomplish?
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
You know?
Because I think about it the same way. It's like me super, you see massive amounts of very religious people that do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those people that are sitting there hitting them with the coat, man, that guy that's like knocking people out in that other video,
Oh
you
yeah. Well,
know?
that's the
Like if
thing
you,
too, is that it's like, what are yeah, I don't know. It's like if you go into a situation believing you're going to have a certain
how
outcome
would
and you're in a
you
room of 1,000 people who all believe that same outcome
it's the same basic
and you're all
idea. Go
putting,
ahead.
oh, no, I'm just saying, like, I think it's possible that, uh, belief is belief.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask
My brain's wanting me to start singing that John
Let me
Mayer
ask you
song,
this,
but
dude.
belief is a very
Do you
strong
think do
thing.
you think it's possible in human existence that we've had the power to do this and we've lost the power to do this, or do you think it's much more possible that people have just been bullshitting since day one?
I'd say that's 50-50 to be honest with you, man. It's probably both. It's probably both, Joe, because I think that, I mean, if you watch a quarter of an episode of Ancient Aliens, you'll be convinced that the former of the two things you just said is true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ancient Aliens is extremely sensational, but I think that there are for sure things that we're capable of that we don't remember that we're capable of. I mean, there's so many. Just take our topic on our last discussion, for example, the power of fungus and mushrooms in our daily lives that we for sure used to know
You.
about and have forgotten.
Yeah. See
You know what I
stuff.
mean?
Yeah.
If that's 1%, I mean, if that's one of two things that we forgot about, what is the other thing?
Yeah.
It can't be the only thing,
There's
you
got to
know?
be
And there's no way
millions
it's
of
only one of two
things.
things. It's got to be at least one of 10 or 50 or 100 or 1,000 things that we
Exactly.
forgot
Yes.
about. Lines
Exactly.
of knowledge that have been broken throughout the tens of millions of years, hundreds of millions of years that, hominids have been on this planet.
Dude, I'm gonna just hold on. Can we? I'm gonna puke real quick, and I'll be right back. No, I'm
I'm
gonna.
just gonna puke out my brainstem real quick and then do some mushrooms and grow it back. Yeah, dude, it's
It is
crazy. I
nuts,
mean,
dude.
and
It's
then it makes you
ridiculous,
wonder.
dude.
It's like
It is.
if you think about, the Anunnaki, the ancient, like the first civilization that we have proof of, they knew about planets that we didn't discover until the 1700s or
Yeah.
whatever. Like how nobody even tries to explain stuff like that. They just write it off. Like they just ignore it. It's not a part of, science. They call it
See, this is
studying it is
yeah.
pseudoscience.
It's insane.
It's
It's so
frustrating.
it's ridiculous. This is the other thing too. If science itself is just looking for knowledge, it's basically what you're doing. Science and documentation of science and everything like that.
Right.
Everybody, no matter what different kind of field that may be in, everybody wants to find a new discovery, a new species, a new animal, a
Right.
new
Right.
fungus, a new whatever it is. Everybody wants.
The problem is the ego.
Well, that's the thing too, is that people get locked into this thing because of the way the education system is in that aspect. That you need to
Yeah.
have credits from certain places to be accepted into certain groups that are higher up on.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, it almost is like there is some, you know what? Fuck, the first conspiracy ever came after the, God shit out the third guy. So, you know what I mean? It's either
Yeah.
the least important thing, or I said, I'm talking about it must be a
Back
conspiracy.
up.
Oh yeah, everything's ruled by conspiracy, but no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough, man, because it's so easy to romanticize all these ideas of the Illuminati suppressing all this knowledge and stuff like that,
I don't think that's what it could
But
be.
I don't think it
I
is
don't.
either. I don't think it is either. I think people just have their egos and they don't want to admit that the thing they spent 30 years on is based on something that somebody made a mistake about, but it got put in 8 books anyway.
I really do like the idea though
Of the
of
Illuminati?
not even the Illuminati and conspiracy so much as us. Well, yeah, I don't know, dude. It makes sense in a lot of ways. If there really is something beyond what, quote, our brains can comprehend, and mass people would be hysteric and freaking out if we found out some crazy thing that it proves all these different theories that makes everything all tie in together. It's not going to make you feel any fucking better. It's not going to make you feel any worse. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
Because this
guess.
is
I
the
mean, that's
thing.
the thing is that, monumental things do happen in our lives and it doesn't really seem to change anything
Exactly. So
overall.
the
So,
only way it would, dude, is if all of a sudden like a ship showed up and was like, "Yeah, no, yeah, we definitely made you. You're actually my,
yeah,
great 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 granddaughter." But you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah,
that
we're
would be
all
for sure
yeah,
chaos.
we all kind of
That
all
would be
one. We all grew up
chaos.
this big tree, and then we created you as new
Yeah, man.
seeds on this planet. We knew you'd grow, and then they're gonna say to you, "All right, either you believed it or you didn't. You can get on the bus and come with us, or you can stay here."
Well, all right. So that there is actually an actual theory about this. So let's dig into that real quick because I'm sure you know some details. The idea is that the ancient Sumerians were the original. They descended from the Anunnaki,
Hmm.
and those were the people that were created by um the what are they called? The idea is that aliens came down and messed with the genetics of the hominids on the planet and created humans to make us
I
slaves.
see. I
And then
yeah. I
they left for some reason, and then we moved forward and through our own evolution, and then eventually kind of forgot
Yeah, you
about
could absolutely
history.
something like that can totally occur, man. People don't even know. Some people never even met their grandparents. You know what I mean, dude? Some people never met their
You're
grandparents,
absolutely
dude. They
right,
have no
dude.
idea who they came from. So if they
That's
never had
that's
their
a very
grandparents, and
some
then those
people.
people,
Yeah,
two generations never met their father, like, yeah, dude, people
yeah,
just exist. That's you know what I mean. So if
yeah.
something like that, it can totally be something that can be forgotten. But I also think if you think in the aspect that I do, where I believe that there's millions and billions of planets all out there and everything like that. And who's to say something?
Well, there for sure are. That's
Or
proven.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, so yeah, without a doubt. So let's say that there was a society just like ours that decided to put all
Hmm.
of their efforts as a whole huge world, like, one single unit onto the most important thing of traveling out to find other stuff, and did
Hmm.
just get for, let's say, another 2,000 years past where we are.
Yeah.
just double
That
our
you can't even imagine.
time right now.
You could say 100 years past where we are, and you couldn't even wrap your head
So
around it.
if somebody could do that, why couldn't somebody else? And if they could do it, why couldn't there be
Right.
how many others
Well,
that could do it?
that's the conundrum. That's
That's
the
the
conundrum.
conundrum.
Is that it's
That's why
like,
people believe in
if
multiple
are
dimensions.
we really are we by coincidence the most advanced thing in the entire
Yeah, dude, that's
universe?
crazy to think. That's such an
Yeah,
egotistical
that's
human
bananas.
trait, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like that is pretty arrogant and
Very, yeah.
egotistical to assume
Mhm.
that. But the other question is, does becoming more advanced mean that you travel more outward or that you travel more inward? Because you're not going to you're not going to you're going to do one of two things as a society, because if you figure out how to simulate the universe, you're not going to have any need to go out into it. You're
So
just going to
you're gonna
go
go inward. Yeah,
into it.
imagine it's a whole society of people doing that. Brings us right back to the other
There's
point.
no way
Power
there's no
and
way it's less resource intensive to travel outward than it is inward. There's no way. It has to be more economical to simulate the universe and travel and explore it that way than it is to try, because we
we
already
already
can't.
do
The
that
nearest thing, dude. Do you know what a light year is? It's how far light travels in a
in a
year.
year.
You know how fast light
Yeah,
travels?
it's insane.
You flick something on and the light is at the thing you're looking at
Yeah,
immediately. But that's a finite speed, and how far that goes in a year, that's a
that's a
light year,
light.
and the
Yeah,
nearest stars are like thousands of light years away.
yeah, it is. It's insane. So
There's no way to travel that way without wormholes,
that's
and wormholes may or may
well,
not even be a legit possible thing.
hmm dude, it's
So
faster.
it's
It's
like,
like that.
if you can even go that far, how do you build how do you build something that can carry, that's even strong enough to carry to both carry the fuel it needs to travel and propel all that mass of the fuel itself to travel that far? You can't do all that stuff. It's like
That's why
impossible.
you
No,
bend time. The whole theory that they go like this.
yes, that's a wormhole. That's what a
Exactly. So you
wormhole
don't
is.
need
It's
that
like,
much fuel because you're going that fast.
but how much energy do you need to even do that? Is that something we can
So let's
achieve?
say
I
that
don't
they
know.
figured this out 4,000 years from now. So they did. Okay. So
Okay.
now it's,
Right, exactly.
4,000 and, 40. Let's say that 4,040. If you're able to do that, I don't know, dude. I feel like we just went like this. There
Our
were
conversation, you mean?
stairs that we were supposed to go on, but we just,
We just took
I
off.
couldn't even write anything down.
Can't
I
keep up.
can't keep up.
Just draw trees, you'll be fine.
Yeah, it is. It's insane because we just covered so many subjects with one basic subject. That was,
That's the only way I can talk about
I
things
know,
these days,
dude. I
man, is to
know.
just talk about something and then zoom out and then zoom out and then zoom
Yeah.
out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out until I'm talking about grand
Yes,
ideas.
exactly.
It's kind of frustrating.
It is frustrating. It is.
Yeah.
Oh man, my sock came off.
Um,
Both of them. Both my sock because I was rubbing them up against the back of this chair that I just put in. Kyle gave it to me. I set up a table.
Can I ask you a
Kyle hooked me up.
question?
Yeah.
How long are you gonna keep that shirt around for, Joe?
Dude, this is a great shirt. I almost brought it up, dude. Dude, you gave me this shirt, what, 10, 12 years ago, bro? This is
I
such
gave
a
you that
great
shirt?
shirt, man.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I did give you that shirt. Did you put that on purpose for this?
The shirt is awesome.
Did you
Huh?
put that shirt on purpose for this
No, I totally
podcast?
just threw it on. No.
I forgot I gave you that shirt.
No.
That was a place that I bought that was a place I got a rainbow boa at. You remember when I got that rainbow boa and I accidentally killed it?
I don't remember you getting a rainbow
I
bow and
think
killing it.
so. All right, your estimation is that I gave you that shirt 8 years ago. You said
No, good God, dude, that had to be fucking.
longer,
Yeah, no. I've had this shirt for a long time. I'm gonna say you gave me
10
this
years,
shirt.
12 years.
No, I'm gonna say like 13 or 14 years ago. 13
Okay,
years
so
ago.
let's say 13 years ago. That puts me at 15 years old. That sounds about right.
Right? Right? Cool.
So I went to that place. That's in Massachusetts or
I
New
think
Hampshire.
so. I think so. Well, I can't remember. I don't
I'm sure it says
remember.
it on the back, but
Ow.
um,
I
I
don't know.
got a rate. I think I paid $200. Somehow I had that kind of
That's a
money
good
then
price
to
then. It's a
buy
good price then.
a baby snake, to buy a baby rainbow boa. That sounds about right for an exotic reptile, right?
Yeah,
Two hundred
that's a
dollars.
pretty good price for rainbow boa. I think I know people that paid like 250, 280.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I got this rain, and now for some context for people who don't know all of our life details, this was a time where you and I both kept snakes as pets already.
Yeah.
That was like a thing. And I probably got a snake because you had a snake. I never even really thought about that.
Yeah.
So like I like Joe. I look up to Joe. He does cool things that I would like to do. I'm
Snakes
gonna
were
he,
easy.
he has a
Snakes
couple
aren't hard,
snakes. I'm
dude,
gonna
but they just get crazy. It gets crazy.
well,
That's the
they're not
problem.
hard, and that's why it's so ridiculous how bad I fucked up when I bought this snake.
Yeah.
I
I
got home
can't
from
even
this trip.
like
I put
picture
the
a
snake
rainbow
in an
boa right
enclosure
now.
with a light, and they're kind of brown, but they have a rainbow iridescence when the light hits them. They're mostly just like a nice brown and black pattern, maybe some tan.
Yeah, they
But
are
then when the
dope
light
looking
hits them, they
snakes.
have this. They're beautiful.
Hmm.
But what happened was I bought it when I was on a trip to visit my mom's friend and her son, and we went to this cool place because I think we just heard about this cool reptile place where they had good imports and stuff. I convinced my mom to let me spend all this money on a rainbow boa. I bought it, got it back home to Connecticut, put it in a little enclosure with a light to make sure that it could stay warm because that's very important. Reptiles are cold-blooded. You have to give them a heat source. And then I left to go on another trip to probably Rhode Island, I guess, for maybe like the weekend or a few days.
Yeah.
I got back and the thing was a potato chip because I forgot to
Don't
give it
put
any water.
water.
I was so worried about making sure that it was warm. I
It
forgot to
was
give it
warm.
water to drink while I was gone, and it
No.
died. And I lost my fucking mind. I lost my mind, dude. I was so equal parts embarrassed, angry, um, just mad at myself, sad, just brokenhearted, everything all at once, dude. It crushed me that because it was totally 100% my fault that I killed it. I killed it by neglect, thinking that I had all its needs because I knew it didn't have to eat. Snakes, you could feed a snake every other week and it's
Yeah,
fine.
but a baby snake you should feed. You should feed every 2 to 3 days.
It
Baby
doesn't
snakes in
matter.
the
The
wild
water
can
was the problem. The
eat.
water was the problem. I think, Joe, I might have only been gone 3 days. I might have
Yeah,
only
that's
been gone
enough.
3 days. I
That's
don't
enough
really
with a heat
remember.
lamp on it. You got
But
to shut the heat lamp
but I
off
for
at night
sure
too. You know?
Well, I think I had it on a timer or something, or I had it on just a night lamp, or I don't remember exactly what I had, but I had it. I knew what I was doing back then enough to do the light thing right at least, because I had the other snake in the other room at the same time.
Yeah,
I had the ball python.
that's right. You had that ball python for a long time.
I had that for years, I think.
Yeah,
It got to be too much when it got big enough. I had to start feeding it rats, and I had
that's
to
the.
knock out the rats with a wrench
I hate
because it
that
still
shit,
wouldn't
dude.
bite
I
the
hate.
snake.
I hated having to do that, dude. And that's how I always fed my
Yeah,
snakes.
yeah, dude. Because it's like, okay, you either knock the rat out or there's like three options. You feed it frozen food, in which case it doesn't really know how to react to that. You're gonna have to heat it up. It's a whole fucking process. Or you feed it live food and risk that it attacks your snake because snakes are retarded. Or you take the live food and you incapacitate it so the snake still knows it's alive and wants to attack it,
Yes,
and then it
exactly.
can't actually harm you.
Right.
But this like you got like one time, dude. This one time I had to knock this rat out so many times. It was just like I don't even want to describe it because it's so morbid, but I just had to beat up this rat because it kept waking up and the snake couldn't eat it, so I had to just keep knocking it out. I don't even know how I ever had it in me to do that.
Yeah.
I for sure could not do that now.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
no way. I can't. There's no way I could do that now. I don't know how I did it,
Bro, you know what I
but
you
it
know
got
what
to.
you know what we used to do? We had to feed shit like that, dude. We put it in a plastic bag and swing it against the fucking 2x4s, like in the walls. Like
Yeah,
you knew there was a
basically
good
the
home.
same thing.
But dude,
Same thing basically.
that's
You just
horrible.
whack
It's
it until it went
horrible. I can't
unconscious.
even believe that I used to do something like that.
Oh, dude, I'll
And you
never
know,
forget this one time. I have these, those random little memories that you'll never fucking forget. I have this one memory of my dad. My dad is a sweetheart. My dad's a sweetheart and is not a violent person by any means. It doesn't have, he might have some inner guilt, but I don't think he has inner anger or anything like that. But we used to have, I think it was like an apple tree when we lived on Yale Street in Waterbury. That house that you had to go, you went up the hill and then you go down. That house we used
yeah,
to live on forever
yeah,
when we were
dude,
little.
yeah. It's just the house, the first
It
house,
was
yeah.
it was right next to the woods, and there was a tree that I think it was like a big giant blackberry tree or something like that. And squirrels used to obviously, or I don't know, for some reason my dad used to shoot the squirrels in our yard. And I don't know if it was just for like sport or whatever. Um, I think it was for some reason they were eating something he didn't want them to eat. So we shot this squirrel one day, and it didn't die. I think it was just like suffering. So instead of shooting it again, which I feel like would have been the humane thing to do, I think he had a 22, so it wasn't anything powerful. It's not going to like blow the, it's the perfect
Dude,
thing for shooting
F.
squirrels.
No, dude, a 22, he was using a pellet gun. A 22 would decimate a squirrel, bro. 22 would kill.
Well, I think he must have hit it in the leg or something. He just hurt it. I'm sure he wasn't a great
Not-
shot. I don't think he had a lot of
Right,
practice.
dude, because I'm like, nah, dude, a 22 would definitely, without a doubt, dude. But you can post
Well,
your
yeah, you have to hit it in the right spot anyway. If you hit
you
the
shot
squirrel,
it in
if
the
you hit a
head,
squirrel
dude.
in the ass
Well,
with a
go
22,
ahead,
it's
go
not
ahead.
going
I
to kill it.
apologize, but I'm just saying, just for
Yeah, don't go gun nut on
I'm
me right
not,
now. This is
I'm
not the
not,
time.
I'm
Take it
correcting
easy,
I'm
okay?
correcting the,
It was a 22. It was a 22.
powerful enough.
He shot the squirrel, powerful enough, but it was a bad shot. So he took his bad shot in the squirrel, and it fell out of the tree. And I guess I don't know exactly the details, but all of a sudden I see my dad walking down into the yard, and he picked the squirrel up by some part of its tail or its back legs or something, and just proceeded to bah, just whack it on this. We had a septic tank at the house, so there was like this concrete lid to the access to the septic tank, and he just, I don't know, I don't know if he hit it once or more than once or what, but he had to kill this thing and put it out of its misery. And the way he decided to do it was
Just
to
bang it
just
against the wall,
whack it on this fucking thing, dude, on this piece of concrete. And that image is
burned
forever
in your
burned into
head.
my mind. But I guess it didn't traumatize me that bad because years later I was whacking rats
Well,
to feed them to my
dude, this is
snake.
the thing, though. You think about it. I would almost, I would almost rather take a shovel to it.
Yeah, like chop its head
Just
off or something.
real quick, dude. A knife to the back of the spine.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it. Quick.
I think it was just his because obviously I was right there. I think he might have just wanted to do the quickest thing he could think
Yeah,
of to
to
not
not.
have
Yeah.
his young son see
What a
the
fucking
squirrel.
unbelievably opposite ended effect it had.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. He probably doesn't even remember it.
He probably doesn't
even
remember
doing it.
doing it. Oh
Oh
shit.
man. But yeah, so I got rid of that snake because I was sick of doing that, and then I gave it to my buddy, and it died under his care. I don't know if that had anything to do with him or anything, but it ended up dying eventually. He had it for a
Yeah.
while.
My buddy, Jojo.
But
Jojo easily had the best snake situations. He had the coolest snakes. He got rid of them at a good time. They ended up
yeah,
doing
he doesn't have them
well.
anymore, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Mephisto and Diablo are
Oh, he
still
does.
kicking, bro. Mephisto and
Really?
Diablo are still
Get
kicking.
out of here.
Carnage is
How old
still
are they
kicking.
now?
Carnage, bro. His sand boa. That
What?
thing is still kicking. Dude, it's like a. You remember that movie? Remember
Dude.
Tremors,
Real
bro?
quick, can you tell the story? Can you tell the story about the time you guys fed his green tree boa a bird?
No, it was my carpet
Oh, it was
python,
yours?
jungle carpet python. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
All
right.
right.
Well, obviously I have some
We go to
details,
the
so I'm gonna
store. We
tell
had
the
to buy
story,
mice, and
please.
they didn't have. We were feeding it. I think we were feeding it. I want to say we were feeding it pinky rats at the time.
So basically the size of a mouse,
Basically the size of a
or
mouse,
small
but
mouse.
less defensive. They didn't have
Right.
any, and they only had really small pinky mice. And I was like, no, it's dirt. He's gonna like,
He's not even gonna go for it. Yeah.
yeah, like be weird the way he would have to swallow it. So we were gonna spend $5-6 anyway, and I was like, well, dude, I said if we all throw in $5, dude, the finches are $15, a couple extra bucks.
So pause real quick. This is a tree. This is a snake
It's a
that is an arboreal
Yes,
snake,
it's a
right?
jungle
It goes up
carpet
in trees
python.
and
It's a jungle
stuff.
carpet
Yeah.
python. They hang in trees like this, and they'll snap up to catch birds and crap like that. Beautiful,
As they're
dark
flying by and
black,
shit. Yeah.
dark black, and a bright orange or bright yellow coloration. It's really cool looking patterns, and the iridescence looks awesome on the black when the light hits it. But they're basically like pythons and stuff. They're called arboreal snakes, so they'll grab and squeeze.
Yeah. They live
They
in a
don't have
tree.
poison
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that they ate birds, so I'm like, dude, let's feed it a bird. So we all chipped, and it was 3 of them.
And the timing of it worked out because they didn't have the
They
food
didn't have the
you
food
needed,
we
and they had
needed,
birds,
so
and the
we were
birds
like,
were cheap.
why not? We'll watch this happen. Buy the bird, throw the bird into the tank. All right. Now this is, I believe at the time, I'm pretty sure it was still, maybe it was a 20-gallon, maybe a 20-gallon.
Okay, so that's what, about a foot by
Bro, it wasn't.
18 or
No,
something?
dude, I think it was a 10-gallon tank, dude. I
Really?
think this thing was still in a 10-gallon tank, bro.
A 10-gallon tank is very small.
That's a very
There's
small.
no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
A 20, I think, is like 16 high by 12 deep by like
I'm
36
gonna have
wide.
to
I think is a
confirm this,
20-gallon
bro, but
tank.
I'm almost positive, dude.
That it was a
I'm
10?
almost positive. It doesn't matter.
It
Regardless.
doesn't matter. It's not the cool part of the story.
The snake is chilling, dude. It chills on logs and stuff, so it's like literally like spanned all around.
So there's logs and branches and
in
shit
the tank. The bird goes in the tank as soon as we let it, because now it was in a mouse box, dude, like it normally would be, dude.
Right.
We're like, nah, dude. And the kid that we bought it from was like, oh, are you like? And we're like, oh yeah, dude, we're feeding. He was like, no, all right, cool. So we put it right in a box, so we
because people buy them as
box
pets.
and just like into the tank, because we're opening the tank, and right away that thing is like this. The snakes, if you feed snakes, anybody that doesn't have snakes, your snake will be sitting like this. Snake's eyes are always open. They don't look like they
Always, yep.
sleep. That's why I stopped chilling with snakes, dude. They're the demon pets, dude. This thing will sit like this, and as soon as you go near the tank, all of a sudden it's like, and it doesn't move.
Yep.
So if you didn't see
Yep.
it move and you're not paying attention, man, snakes are very, very unbelievable
They're
predators,
fast,
and they're
dude.
extremely fast.
Yeah. They're an eating machine. They're like a
Mhm.
shark, dude. They're like a land
Totally.
shark. All they do is just move.
Move and
They
eat,
can
move and eat,
move
move
in
and
the
eat,
most simple way and
and eat.
eat, and that's
Mhm.
it. That's
That's
all
all they do. So these snakes, they'll sit up and coil up, and then they snap and bite, and then pull back and wrap stuff up.
Constrict the prey and
And I honestly, because the snake was young, I really do feel like I want to talk to an experienced herpetologist about this if I ever get the chance. I should actually just put something out online, because
maybe we could get one up.
Yeah, we'll get one up. That snake, that bird landed on the snake's body right away. The head snapped back.
Okay, that's a detail I didn't know.
Pretty
I
sure,
didn't know
because when it first, the first time, and that's what happened. That's what I
because the
think.
bird doesn't know. That bird's probably never seen a snake.
And that's why I think the snake did what it did, because it didn't move its body. Normally, a snake's entire body will like begin to coil when it needs to strike at something.
Striking position.
So it would pull part of its body away from wherever it's screwed about and then coil it up in that one area. So because it didn't do that, this snake came up to this bird, dude, and it was just like this.
But slower
dude,
than that.
It was
yes,
I definitely,
because birds are super skittish. The way you describe it to me is that the snake,
it acted like a branch. It acted like a tree branch swaying.
Like it just came up to it very slowly.
And it put its mouth right around it, dude. And as soon as that bird felt that snake, it took right off. And the snake was just like feathers, like you would see in cartoons, dude, coming out of its mouth on both sides, all just feathers. And then the snake sat there. The bird stayed in the cage for a while. He ended up getting it. He got it and ate it. But to see that snake come up like that so slow, I gotta ask if anybody else has ever seen that happen. Jojo remembers too, man. He remembers it happening.
That's funny because I remember that story a little bit differently. And you haven't told it to me in years, so I probably just remember it differently. Because I remembered it as the bird landing on a branch and the snake slowly going up and getting it on its first shot, that it closed its mouth around it and got it and then constricted it. But that makes more sense because it doesn't have any experience doing
exactly.
that.
And that's what I think it was, because the snake, and also not only that, but if it was a breeder snake that came from somewhere else, it's a very good chance that it's so many generations through now.
Of only
eating mouse rat. You know what I'm saying? Like knocked out dead mice. So it didn't even know what to do with the bird.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
And I think because it landed on it. It landed on the snake because the snake was all stretched out like branches.
Yeah.
That was wild. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's one of my favorite stories. That's one of my go-to stories.
It's nice when somebody can just go like this, like in Harry Potter, and just pull that out for you and say, "Hey, man, you remember there? Take this."
Yeah. Yeah, here you go. Here's that memory that
you forgot about this. Enjoy this. Enjoy this right now.
Fuck, I had something I was gonna say. Shit. Whatever. It'll come.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's. I kind of having snakes was really cool, but there's much cooler, much more interactive pets that you don't have any pets.
No, petless, baby.
You
I
have
have
a
a
child.
child, and it
I
worked
guess
out
that's the
well
best
that
kind of
way.
pet.
It was funny too because I just talked about that when we were finishing the basement, talking about I'm like, oh, the basement's gonna get finished. I'm like, I am really regret not doing it when we built the house, but now I
Yeah,
think about it, dude. I had cats. Had I done what I did
yeah.
now, this would be way more. It's well, I got a 1 year
It'd
old.
be all fucked up because you kept the
They
cats
would have
down there.
ripped everything up. Now I just got to worry
Yeah,
about spills on the floor and holes in the walls. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like there is one of
You
my
putting darts in?
huh?
You putting a dartboard in?
I don't think I'm gonna put a dartboard in. I really would like to get a foosball table, dude, but I don't think I have room, bro.
Foosball? I have no interest in foosball. That's one of those things I just don't quite understand why people enjoy it.
It's a loud game.
Most things I can understand, but I don't. Maybe because I'm horrible at it. That's probably
You
what
know
it
what? I
is.
was just
Type
gonna
thing,
say to you,
never
you know
never
why I like
decent
it,
at it.
dude? Probably because I'm nasty at it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
You
sense.
know what it is though, dude?
Makes
Is
a lot of
around
sense.
here,
I'll crush you in ping pong. I'll
you will
destroy
kill
you
me
in
in ping
ping
pong.
pong.
Yep. And I'll kick the shit out of you and fuck, dude. I'll kick the shit out of you and your best guy, dude, at fucking foosball.
That's fair. We're both really
I
good
used
at
to do that
very
all the time,
unimpressive
dude.
things.
I actually, that was my favorite thing to do when I used to play foosball because I had one at my parents' house for a while.
Did you?
Yeah, there,
I for sure never played it there.
yeah, nah, dude. I had a couple parties there now too. I don't remember. I don't know. No. Anyway, yeah, dude. I used to play two people at once. That was like my favorite thing to do. Play two people at once. I would do better if I was playing by
Wow,
myself.
that's
It was
impressive.
cool. It was. No bullshit too. Well, I would have bullshit you. Not worth it. I'm not trying to press you.
I can see right through you anyway.
Well, yeah. What do you? You can. Yeah, you would know, right?
You ain't fooling me, bruh.
You ain't fool me, bruh. I know the deal. I wish I had a clip on this freaking thing because it's
What?
dangling. Yeah, my cord is it's dangling in a weird way, and I think it's getting messed up.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Is it like rubbing on something or what?
it's no, it's just the way it's hanging. I think the cord. I've always wrapped up my cords, dude. I've had my computer for a while. How long? I always take it down and wrap it up. My cords still have the
Yeah.
original kinks in it, dude.
Your dad showed me a long, long time ago about how he does like a half twist every time he wraps a cord up, and I never stopped doing it, dude. Every like so many, I've increased the longevity of so many cables and cords by doing
Dude, it
that.
makes a huge difference. If you
It
have
really
something
does.
that's in
It
a
really
tube
does.
like this, and you're constantly
Yeah.
going like this to them, and they're made
Yeah.
to
It's
break
yeah.
off by going like this 20 times, like
Yeah.
you're
Exactly.
gonna
Yeah.
lose all of it, dude. That's why
Yeah, we
wires
have
are
a
so
an
insulated.
immersion blender. We have an immersion blender that has obviously a cord on it, and an immersion blender is not the thing kind of thing you're going to leave out on the counter. You clean it, you put it
Yes.
away, and it has a cord, and you have to do something with the cord. So what we do is we wrap it up around itself, around the immersion blender. But if you put that half twist in it, it has a flat cable, and the flat cable wraps around the cylinder of the handle perfectly. And I showed Jessica how to do it, so she does it every time too. And taking that thing in and out twice a day for the couple of months that we were using it, normally, if you didn't do that, it would be all twisted and kinked and make a slinky shape every time you take it
Mm-hmm.
out. But it stays perfectly pin straight. You plug it into the wall, you take it out, you wrap it back up, put it away.
It's
It's
perfect.
crazy, dude. It's one of those little things that I think is very important, but I sound like a ridiculous person every time I
It's
try to
not
stress how
though.
important it is. How many chords do you deal with on a daily basis?
Dozens.
At least a
At
dozen,
least a
right?
dozen. Yes.
And when you're putting them away, just that little bit, that extra half second to just be a little careful with it will increase the life of that whole thing.
Dude, I looked at Uncle Bobby came over, helped me do the trim, dude. He basically did my trim,
Hmm.
dude. He just hooked me up, dude. And I wanted he wouldn't take any money. I gotta fucking send him a good Christmas
Awesome.
gift. Anyway, he came in and did my trim, but he went to go get
Yeah,
like he was going to leave or going to wrap up, and I looked at his
yeah.
hose because he went like was unwrapping his air hose
Air
for
hose,
a
yeah.
while, dude. When I
Yeah,
was like, I made sure I took my time, wrapped it up nice,
yeah, yeah,
put the
yeah.
cord around it. Yeah, no, it's true, dude. You could do something like that, and it makes your the rest of everything else easier.
It
Taking the
really
extra
does.
step when you're using something, habitually using something, and doing the same thing with the thing every day, if you make it part of your
Yeah,
ritual, it's going to take you the same amount of time, if not less, because you're going to get
yeah.
better at doing it the right way, and it's going to be
So
easier for you next time.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that thing real quick where I zoom out because I can't help it. Ritual is something that I'm really trying to work on right now. It's something that I know is really important for me to move forward in my life, and I'm trying to establish what I want those rituals to look like. You know what I mean? Like a routine. You know what I mean? Where you have certain things that
You
you do
do
no
no
matter
matter
what.
what.
Like when I wake up in the morning, I take the dog out, I put coffee
Hmm.
on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I go start the car. You know what I mean? Shit
it's
like that.
important.
And I need to incorporate more things into that that'll help me move forward. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Stuff that just without question I'm gonna do. It's not like I have to make the decision to do it
it's
and not
stuff
do
you're
it.
going to be doing
It's
anyway.
just
It's stuff you're going to be doing
stuff
anyway.
that's gonna. But the whole idea of ritual is that it's like it's something that's it's happening.
Right, right.
Period. Whether or not you feel a certain type of way about it or not,
Yes,
it's happening.
yes.
It's a very important. It's a very important part of life for sure. And that's why religion becomes such a solidified part of people's lives because it's so full of ritual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
And
That's
it's
true.
like,
That is a really good point.
yeah, that's why people latch on to religion
Yeah,
like
because
that.
of how
And the
ritual. Yeah,
fact that our societies are becoming less and less religious means there's less and less ritual in people's lives, meaning that society becomes more and more chaotic, and they're trying to find things to latch onto, and it's not, it's not there
yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
It's very weird.
I don't know, man. Religion, like it, like my dad. I was so happy. My father just gave me a picture of the Last Supper. The Last Supper that's been in his family, in our family for a long
Really?
time. Yeah, the one that my father said at
I
his house forever.
I don't know what picture you're referring
Yeah, it's
to.
like the one that's right over my. It doesn't matter.
Where is it? Look, well, where was it before
It
he
was
gave it to
over
you?
the.
The table in the dining room?
Yeah,
You know what? I've probably just seen it a million
yeah,
times in my life that it's not even a thing I look at
yeah.
anymore.
No,
And he gave
yeah,
that
he
to you.
gave it to me, and
Uh,
so I don't know. I guess I'm kind of tired. Like it's the same story though. Like you know how like the religious story is like the same story, like that whole thing from the Zeitgeist movie and everything like that.
yeah. How all the major religious stories are all the same thing with the names changed.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it's like
Yeah,
that's one of the
the
reasons. Yeah,
deity died and rose after 3 days and blah 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 blah, and it's all symbolic of the fucking movement of the sun through the year
yeah.
in the sky and shit
That's
like
one of the
that.
reasons that blows my mind. Like the idea of the Crusades and all of that actually happening, bro. And thinking about how prevalent religion is like that now. Because of
Yeah.
basically because of something like that and then becoming a superpower and becoming the church as part of the government. That's crazy, dude.
Well, I mean, it really comes down to the fact that people really want an answer. They really want an explanation for what the fuck is going on. And if your explanation is, oh, well, there's a being in the sky that decides all this and has a plan for you, that's good enough. It's good enough for a lot of
Yeah,
people. And that relinquishes a lot of the responsibility from them. But if you're the only person who can interpret the teachings of that thing, that being that decides all the stuff, then you have a lot of power.
yeah,
And that's how all that shit happened,
yeah,
is that people were like, oh well, I have this, there's this guy, there's this being called God, and he makes all the decisions and plans and created everything, but to understand what he wants and what he did, you have to come through me. But the other thing too is that like you have to give me a certain amount of your money, or you have to, and people power trip off of shit like that, and that's how those shit like the Crusades happened.
yeah. And that's what blows my mind, though, dude. Is that people will go and follow shit like this all the time, constant. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, they don't want the responsibility of deciding their own moral compass. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to decide, like, okay, what do I really think about abortion?
Yeah,
Do I really think? What do I really think? Do I really think that it's a bad thing for a woman to decide not to bring a baby into this world if she thinks that it'll have a shitty life, and the baby as it grows up will contribute to more of the bad in the world than the good, and that this woman is a piece of shit in the first place? Do I think that she should be allowed to kill it, or do I think she should have to bring it into this world, and then come what may? What do I think about that? Oh, you know what? I could just subscribe to a predetermined pattern of thought that says that it's bad, and then the decision's done. I don't even have to think about it. Put a bumper sticker on my car, wash my hands, move on with my life.
So is that you internally saying that you would rather, you're pro-life?
I'm saying my car's covered in bumper stickers, so I don't have to think about shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my car's.
I don't have a single bumper sticker on my car, dude.
No,
But
I
you know
don't
what I
think I
mean? Like
do.
and I don't think people think about that kind of stuff consciously. I think that at a certain point in their life, when they're easily influenced, these things creep into their mind and they just stick with it because either it doesn't occur to them to um, to really break it down and unpack the idea, or that they just don't have the excess time or energy to do it, or it might just might not occur to them.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
what I think it is. I think the vast majority of people, especially nowadays, dude, and it's one of the things that does drive me nuts, dude, and I catch myself doing it constantly, is just always looking at my phone, bro.
yeah,
So many
yeah, I'm
people
like that
nowadays,
too.
man, and that it's I think it's really good for our society, and I think it is really bad for our society where everybody has a voice. I think that's a really awesome thing, but I also think it's a really, really bad thing. It's showing the best in people, and it's kind of showing the worst in people.
The problem is that it's very new and that it hasn't settled down yet, because there's two things that are happening that what you're talking about. There's the instant communication, but there's also the instant gratification, and they're both hand in hand right now. So it's
Right.
like people can go online and say things and reach a massive audience
Hmm.
and get a reaction from that massive audience, but if that thing was bullshit and the truth isn't as sensationalist as
Hmm.
what they said, the truth doesn't get any play.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people tend to bend the truth or warp the truth or ignore the truth to get that gratification, or to get that attention.
Well, I think
You
it's
know what I
oh,
mean?
it's totally attention grabbers a lot. 100.
Or get that money
Yeah.
for due to advertising.
Well,
You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I don't know. It is. Yeah, speaking of which, you know what? I'm done with this, dude. We're done podcast. No.
We
No.
already did an hour.
Is it really? Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it in a lot of ways. I don't know how it's to me it is too much. I just
Here's what
clicked
I
on it just
think.
now. I was just gonna open a browser. You see how I just did that? I didn't even
I
realize it.
think I
That was crazy. We started talking about it, dude,
I
and I opened up a browser for no reason.
I think we just have to. I think it just has to settle down a little bit. I think there just needs to be like. I think people just. It's on the individual. That's really the problem. Is that it's on the individual to say, you know what, I definitely have a bit of an addiction to getting likes on Facebook or whatever. I
Hmm.
need to just kind of dial it back and, figure out what I really value, or figure out how to get that kind of satisfaction in the real world.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is that you can be a piece of shit and get that gratification online. You cannot be a piece of shit and get that feeling of gratification in the real world. It won't happen.
No, no, it won't. It's not the
You
same.
know
It's
what I
not the same
mean?
kind of interaction, dude. It takes a
Right.
it's a lot
But
more
my
effort. It's
point
a
my
lot more
point is
effort.
that in the real world, yeah, you're exactly right. It takes a lot more effort because it's not the easy way to go to be a generous, giving, positive
Hmm.
person out in the real world.
Yeah,
That takes effort. It's
exactly.
easy to be a piece of shit, but you're not going to get any gratification or vindication from it. If you go online and you're a piece of shit, there's enough other pieces of shit out there that you will find each other and they'll like your fucking page, and you know what I mean? But out in the real world, you can't function that way. And that's
No.
really the problem. So there something has to happen where the support structure for assholes has to kind of crumble, where like, we the whatever forces that sort of like berate people for being a piece of shit in the real world have to creep into online too.
Yes. Yeah.
I
But
guess I don't
that's
know.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I don't think that I think you really did hit the nail on the head. People don't need to interact anymore. We don't need to interact with each other, so people are going to lose how to do that. But I also
Well,
think
they
that
do. It's that it's so in the real world. It's so hard to find an echo chamber in the real world. You know what I mean? You have to really go out of your way to find a place where you can just spew your bullshit and there's enough people to say it back to you that you never change your mind. That's kind of difficult to do in the real world. But online, well, I don't even want to say it's difficult in the world, because it's not difficult, but it's still 1,000 times easier to do it online. All you have to do is Google whatever bullshit idea you have. Somebody else has had it. You join that forum, you're in an
yeah,
echo chamber.
exactly. Well, it
You
brings us
know,
straight back to the idea of how many people think that the freaking Earth is flat, dude.
yeah, exactly, dude.
Like
I was gonna jokingly say that brings us back to the flat Earth, but yeah,
it
exactly.
totally
But
does,
that's the
dude.
thing is that,
Because it is,
yeah,
man. People
yeah.
everybody wants to be a part of something, and I get it because I want to be a part of something more too. I feel like maybe am I lacking? What am I missing out on? You know?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's religion and shooting myself up into space with a steam rocket.
No.
I'll watch Jay Leno
Steam
go down
rocket.
the road with a steam
What's
car, bro.
Well, yeah. Well, how are you even gonna? So the idea of steam
It's
power
all power.
is
You're just gonna
you
sit
build
there.
a
You're just gonna
you build
pump
a
more
pressure. You light a fire, and the fire.
enough to do
Yeah,
that.
and then to go that high,
It's gonna blow the frick up,
and
dude.
think of it's either gonna
It's
blow
gonna
up or he's
blow.
not gonna his body, or his body won't be able to handle the 10 G's he's gonna go through. He's just gonna pass out and then fall back to Earth and not deploy his parachute.
Well,
Because
this
the
is
human body
this is
can
the
handle what 5G's max, and even then you have to do that hook
dude.
and
After
shit. Where you're like,
training and everything.
yeah, training. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I said it too. I was just like, man, this
He's
guy's
dead.
not
He's
gonna
for sure
make
gonna
it. And this guy, I said it to one of my guys at work. I was like, dude, this guy's not gonna make it. And he was like, dude, this guy's not gonna get off the ground.
die.
I'm like, you're right.
He
You're
might
right.
get. I mean, he's launched a rocket before. This guy built and launched himself before, but it's only like 1,500 feet in the air.
Are you
It wasn't
sure?
high
Is
at all.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, he did it before. Yeah, that's why he's so confident he can do it now. But he's going like 10 times as high this time, so or more than that, because you have to leave the atmosphere to see the curvature of the Earth, and airplanes don't go that high, and they fly at what 30, 40,000 feet.
No, you can see the curvature. Yeah, how? Let's find that out. I thought
You
you
ever
could
seen
see
the
the
curvature of the Earth
curvature
from a
without.
plane? I sure haven't.
No, yeah, not like that.
Maybe an international flight that fly a little higher or really fast. The faster you go in a plane, the higher you have to fly, I think. And I haven't been on an international flight in a long time. Well, when I went to Greece, that probably was a pretty high. Even that probably wasn't that high because I was over the ocean.
How
But
high
even
do you
so,
have
like
to
a
be to
regular
see the
commercial
curvature
flight,
of the Earth?
it's probably like what do you think, 60, 70,000 feet, 100,000 feet? I don't know how high the atmosphere is. That's just my wild guess. I'm gonna say 100,000 feet.
100,000?
Yeah, that's about 5 miles.
Dude,
Because a plane flies at
35,000.
30,
You need
35,000
35,000
to
feet,
see
but you need a fairly wide
the
view.
curvature of the Earth. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're
Visual
a
account
singular
for yeah.
person, well, because his idea is to go out of the rocket, I guess, to blast the rocket off and then somehow pop out of the rocket and
Yeah.
then deploy a parachute.
Yeah, but think about it, dude.
35,000
What's his
feet,
name?
that's
Dude,
it?
that dude that jumped out of that Red Bull thing,
The
dude.
balloon.
Yeah,
Dude,
dude, he
that's
was in the
crazy.
Earth's atmosphere, dude. He
Yeah,
was
he could see.
way
Well, the
out.
thing is, you could see. I guess you could see the curvature of the Earth in his video, but he had like a wide-angle lens on too, so some people call bullshit on that. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, you know what, dude? That's probably their biggest argument. Flat Earthers are probably thinking that, nope, it's all, dude. It's all fisheye
Well,
lens.
that's the
It's all
thing.
fisheye
You ever
lens.
listen to the Joe Rogan show when his buddy Eddie Bravo's on, and they're like, well,
Yeah.
he's like, why aren't there any photos of the Earth as a globe? And he's like, there's thousands of them, and he's like,
Thousands
oh,
of
they're all
them.
photoshopped.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want then, dude?
Well, this is
If I tell you there's evidence and you say
Well,
all the
this is the
evidence is
thing,
fake,
though,
then
too,
what?
dude. Is
How
you
do
know
you?
what though? I just found out recently too, though, that NASA actually sees a lot of the stuff that comes back from Hubble. Like
Yeah.
they were. I thought somebody was telling. I thought I saw something where it was talking about how it's actually like it shows you mathematical data, and they formulate like what it looks like because of the chemicals. You know what I mean? It's like
Sounds
they're
like a lot of
forming
word salad. I don't know
it.
what you mean.
Well, you're cut out. What?
I said that sounds like word salad. You're just saying they formulate the
They
they
like
formulate
have
it
they
because of
have
the
mathematical
chemicals. Like,
equations and everything like that that it sends.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? And what they do is that they calculate certain gas matters and everything like that and estimate
to get what?
to create pictures of what they look like.
Oh, right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
no, that's
saying?
true, but that doesn't take into account the shape. That doesn't take shapes into account. You're talking about like colors and
Right,
geography and shit like
right.
that,
It's
like
like
chemical
it's
makeup
like
of
putting
stuff.
scales on a dinosaur kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean?
But like the basic shape of how it looks, I think that's stuff that you don't need to. You can capture that with, you know,
Oh yeah. Well, we can see stars with our eyes, so
regular
you know what I mean?
photography. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't
It
know.
is.
The
It's
flat
crazy.
Earth stuff is.
It's just nuts. I just
It's so.
it's outlandish.
It is. It's
It's
outlandish
outlandish.
in the most literal sense for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
No.
Well, hopefully he does it this week so we can do another podcast and talk about.
I would.
what
You know
it
what? That
actually
would
looked
be a
like if his
great
body
follow up.
splattered on the ground.
Yes, absolutely. What time is it? 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. We did about an hour and 10 minutes. I think I'm about ready to call it.
Let's call it, dude.
Yeah, let's call it. Let's. Actually had I think I had a couple other things I want. Yeah, I have a couple other things I wanted to talk about, but let's save it for next time.
Yeah, write it down. Yeah, I'll keep going. I mean, what time is it?
I won't forget.
Mm,
It's 9:06.
I got work tomorrow. It was a long weekend. I'll go upstairs. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's be
yeah.
done.
Let's call it.
Yeah,
Let's be done.
yeah, I'm totally fine
All
with
right. Well,
that.
just to set the precedent, what I'm gonna do from here on out when we do these is I'm gonna do an outro and then I'll stop the stream and then we'll stay on for a minute and just chat for a sec.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay.
that makes sense. I was gonna say, do you have like an outbound message?
I don't have music, but
We'll be
I put
back.
messages.
Thank you
Yeah,
for calling. See,
yeah.
look at my
All right.
cord. See how my cord still has the regular bend in it?
Yeah. Yep. That's
Absolutely.
smart. Smart man.
Got to do it.
Cool. Well, all right. Well, this has been Super Serial. Thanks again, Joe, and maybe we'll probably have you on in about a week or so.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm
Um,
down.
cool. And just as a PSA to everybody, the podcast is pending approval on Google Play and Stitcher. iTunes is down the road. So I'm gonna get some interviews posted. This will be the fourth podcast they'll have backlogged to pull the audio from and put that up on podcast platforms. So thanks for listening.